I don't think any man should get involved in a woman that is older than like 22. 18 to 22 years old. That's the age range that you're recruiting from. Men hit their sort of sexual market value peak in their mid-30s. Women hit their sexual market value peak in their early 20s. So when you are at your peak, you should be looking for a woman at her peak.
To be really honest, I haven't had any experiences with older women that I've wanted or liked. I know a lot of guys who can't get enough of them, but I fail to see why anyone would choose a woman in her 30s, 40s or 50s over a young woman who is in her prime. Nevertheless, some older women excel in the bedroom due to their sexual experience. What else is there to say? I don't know why men are so fascinated by women, particularly considering that despite just being a few years older, she looks much older. It makes sense to date a 35-year-old woman if you're in your 60s, or a man in his 50s dating a woman in her 30s. That is reasonable. However, there are some guys in their 20s and 30s dating girls in their 30s and 50s. I have a preference, and I've never shared a pillow with an older woman before I get to people who blame men for not dating leftover women. Truthfully, I have never dated an older woman, but I shared a home with senior women. Trust me, I have. The majority of these women are not really engaging to chat with, to start with. Due to the fact that they destroy their own lives when they were young, they frequently have a distorted perspective on life. They gripe a lot, complain a lot, have a lot of issues, are never truly happy, and are incredibly miserable. To put it mildly, the treatment I've had from older women throughout my life is unbelievable. Look at older married men and tell me whether they resemble the soulless, lifeless husk that just wanders around if you don't believe me. Some of these men appear to be patiently waiting to leave their wives. I consequently question if these men are wicked, or whether they are unaware of the trap they are stepping into when I observe young men and middle-aged men swarming to older women. They select these women for a long-term relationship, in my opinion, because they either have a fetish for them, are in a financial mess, are unable to choose a younger woman, or all three. This is only my opinion and not a statement of reality. Let's now examine the reasons why men in today's culture feel guilty about not dating older women. Men are expected by society to look after women. It should come as no surprise that society, or the people in your immediate vicinity, constantly favors women and wants them to have the best opportunities at the expense of men. Furthermore, governments are well aware that women require assistance. Student loan debt is evidence that, despite their former strength and independence, women are unable to manage on their own. These women are not stigmatized or punished by society. If not, these women would wind up on the streets or become even more reliant on the system. Because of this, older women still look fantastic, and 45 is the new 25, as they are touted to be. Governments are unwilling to provide for these older women. The welfare system and other programs to assist them will fast run out, so the government doesn't want to take care of them. In America, there are more women than men, so when older women find themselves in situations where they are alone and in need of a man's assistance, they join forces and work to win his support. And what they do is humiliate men who wish to date women under the age of 20, invoking a variety of ideologies and legal precedents in an effort to discourage and restrict these men from dating younger women. However, you'll see that others around them applaud and encourage older women who date younger men, since they know that if a woman is not wealthy, she will eventually require financial support. This is due to the fact that most women lack financial literacy. We have to understand that in the end, it all comes down to women getting support. On student loan relief, we're all in agreement. But a strong, independent woman doesn't exist. And neither does a woman who relies on a man or another person for assistance. And regrettably there is. Second, advances in science have extended the period of time during which women may become good life partners. We are aware that no one is interested in an older woman's long-term relationships. We already assume older women to be single, so this is the case. After all, they typically pass away before their spouses do. It makes sense that men would desire to terminate their lives early in light of that. Men subconsciously seek partners in young-looking women. People would always want to hold on to their husbands as long as older ladies appear young. You will be ridiculed as an older man if you defy the trend and truly desire the type of woman they are attempting to be. Always keep in mind that finding a companion is a competition between men and women. So if a woman needs to fight to win the greatest man possible, she will resort to any deception technique. Therefore, they will engage in it if it means humiliating men into dating them rather than younger women. If it involves taking a man away from a young woman, they will do it. How many stories of moms stealing their daughters' lovers have you heard? You understand what I mean. Men will never feel embarrassed to date women who have fallen behind as long as they still have a youthful appearance and can compete with younger women. Keep in mind that older men are the ones with the resources in society and the money. Who would be left to provide for the financial needs of older women if all the wealthy single older men started dating younger women? And if young men will only go out with young girls, they will choose the so-called strong independent women who are still unmarried or divorced in the workforce and do not prioritize love. It all boils down to money and having a partner when you stop and think about it. Less guys are available for the older women left behind as more men date famous women. And the reason for it is that there aren't enough men in the US to match every woman. A small group of men must devise a ruse to escape humiliation by daring to approach a market full of young women. They claim that she is young enough to be your daughter because of this. You're a pervert for wanting this attractive young woman, age 22. Either you are an agronomist or a metaphile. And why would you want to date a younger woman if you have nothing in common with her, and the easiest way to humiliate you is to claim that she merely uses you for financial gain? As if all women, including older women, do the same thing. I want you to fully understand the reasons behind what they are saying about you, to prevent you from dating a younger woman and to ensure that you finish the last 3/4 of their debt. Finally, older women don't want men to understand that they are no longer worth dating, which is another reason why men feel humiliated for not dating them. It's frequently claimed that luck is in the leftovers and that they are not valuable enough to serve as a mother figure or a fashion accessory for you. The majority of these older women are penniless, burdened by debts from previous relationships, mental illness, itching sores, an inability to conceive naturally without the use of modern medicine, and a history filled with all the digging conducts they'd used in their youth. The majority of men, if they were aware that they were being taken advantage of, wouldn't pick such women. But if society promotes the idea that these women are deserving, someone will undoubtedly take them in. A man who chooses an older woman will receive her worst self. While some men receive a woman who is in her prime, you get a woman who is past her prime. Is it truly true that other men had her while she was in her prime and you got a less attractive version of her? Other men got her while she was younger and worth more, for a much lower price. But you get her after that woman has raised the price by how much she needs a month to support herself. Moreover, some of them are already parents, so you can need to provide assistance depending on her age and whether or not she stays with her mother. So most men would not date older women if they could see them honestly and saw their true worth instead of being offered a lassie bargain. This is why men are frequently restrained, controlled, and made to think clearly through shame. Women need to realize that they have no power over a man who doesn't care about shame and acts as he pleases. The shame trap designed for dating older women only attracts men who are concerned with what women think of them. Shame-based strategies will continue to keep men's lives on the dating scene with older women until they quit caring about it. That's the truth. That's all for today on Manhood. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe buttons, and also click on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. If you find value in my videos, you can show your support through PayPal or Cash App. The links are in the description. See you next time. Cheers.